It has happened again. Chelsea have done it again. Enzo Maresca has left Chelsea. This is the fifth manager they have had since Todd Bowley came in. 5 managers. 5. In less than 4 years. It keeps happening. These issues keep coming up. It's a weird place to be a manager because any little thing could make you leave. Chelsea has always been that kind of team where managers get sacked. But you could say that this one was coming. We could see that it was coming a few weeks ago. But this is just disappointing in my opinion because how many times do you want to sack a manager who's actually doing well for you? 5 in less than 4 years. I mean, this was more than just results. Like, you have to be fair and say that, yes, Chelsea were not playing well over the past 7 games. 7 league games, 1 win. A lot of draws, a lot of losses. And you have to say that, yeah, at that point, you have to start asking questions like, what's the problem here? What's the problem there? But the first sign that this was going to come was when Enzo Maresca said something. But we knew this was coming. At some point after a game during the press conference, he said these had been his worst 48 hours as a manager for Chelsea. That was a sign of something coming. This was after a win. So you knew that something was going to come. Something was happening behind the scenes. But you have to say that this was coming. This was definitely coming. And after the Bournemouth draw, apparently he did not come for the press conference and he said he was sick. But apparently he wasn't. But that's not for me to tell you if that's true or not. But these are the problems. Because how does a manager who has just won you the Conference League last season and the Club World Cup in whatever version it is, beating PSG 3-0, just been sacked? I mean, we have to be honest that this is weird. This is very weird because Chelsea have actually been playing better than they have in the past couple of years. So this is probably the most stable Chelsea have been, although we have to be real and say that their results this season have not been fantastic, especially in the last month. But I think this is a problem at the top. And the reason I'm saying that is because there's been a merry-go-round of managers in the past 5 years, as I said, since this new owner came. First, it was Thomas Tuchel, and I think that's the most disrespectful one of all of them. Thomas Tuchel, Graham Potter, Frank Lampard, Mauricio Pochettino, and now Enzo Maresca. Of these 5 managers, one of them was sacked because of bad results. Just because of bad results, and that was Graham Potter. Frank Lampard came in, and when he came in, he was supposed to be the caretaker manager, so he left at the time he was supposed to leave. But then we have 3 managers who left because they had issues with the club, or issues with the owner, or a breakdown in communication with the owner. Thomas Tuchel won their 2nd ever Champions League. If you look at the history of English teams in the Champions League, one of them has won 6, that's Liverpool. Then we have 3, Manchester United, and then 2 for some other clubs, and one of those ones is Chelsea. Chelsea have won their last 2, their only 2 Champions Leagues within the last 14 seasons. So you have to say that winning a second one a few years ago was a big achievement for them. And in that season that he was sacked, the season before that, let me read out his stats. He came 3rd in the Premier League. He was a runner-up in the FA Cup, losing on penalties to Liverpool. A runner-up in the EFL Cup, losing on penalties to Liverpool. A quarter-final exit at the Champions League. Super Cup winners. FIFA Club World Cup winner. This was just the season before. And he literally got sacked on the 7th of September the next season. Hardly 5 games played, hardly up to 6 or 7 games played. I don't remember the exact numbers, but that is not good enough. Really, let's be real. It was not about the results. It was about the communication between him and the owners. Now, that was one thing. And then Mauricio Pochettino 2 seasons ago. Pochettino actually started getting them good results towards the end of the season. And it was the same thing. A disagreement with the owners. This is objectively maybe their 2nd or 3rd best coach. I would say it's their 3rd since the past 5 managers they've had. And now Enzo Maresca. Enzo Maresca last season won the Conference League. Yes, you expect Chelsea to win a trophy like that, but he won the Conference League, right? And afterwards, he won the FIFA Club World Cup in this new format, beating PSG 3-0. Now, you can't say that this Chelsea team have not played well over the past few months. You know, the only problem I'll say is that they haven't been very consistent. But is that really their fault? I don't think all these managers, the world-class managers, the better managers that have said they want to be in this club, and they've also been signed on long-term contracts. Maresca was supposed to be here for 5 years. I don't think any of these managers have said anything about, or I don't think any of these managers have seen the transfer strategy the way they want it to be. I don't think that's happened. There's clearly a misalignment between these better managers and the club in total. So what's the way forward now? I really do not know. Because Maresca was objectively a good coach for them. This guy literally beat Barcelona 3-0. Yes, there was a red card, but they were already dominating that game before the red card. It was already 1-0 before that red card. So you have to say that Chelsea were showing glimpses of hope. It's a young team. They spent over £1 billion, but it's not working. It's simply not working. And it's clear that the managers are not agreeing with the transfers that the club is giving them. They want something different. We saw that with Tuchel. It must have happened with Pochettino around the end of the season, because he wanted something and he wasn't getting it. And we see it with Enzo Maresca as well. There was a breakdown in communication once again. Now, I know Chelsea fans were not very happy when this man became their owner, but objectively now I understand why they were saying that. Because it doesn't seem like they are aligned with what the fans want, what the success of the club is. I think they're trying to build a project, but is it really working? They spent over £1 billion. Is it working? I don't think so. Yes, they've won trophies, which is fantastic, but they're not playing good football right now, are they? The coaches are not happy, or the managers are not happy with the signings that they're getting. So what's the way forward? They have to find a new manager now. Who's even available? Who is actually even available for Chelsea to sign? There are not many options. They're not going to get Zidane. Maybe Xavi's an option, but is Xavi the best manager for them? I don't know. Who is actually going to end up being the manager? I don't know who is going to be. And you have to say that at this point, Chelsea right now is being run like a circus. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know what they're trying to do. What exactly is the plan? And are you finally going to get a manager that you can finally agree on everything with? It's looking like it's impossible. 4 years, less than 4 years as the owners of this team. And 3 of the managers have gone because they don't agree with some things from the board. I don't know what it is, man. I really do not know what's next. But I do think that this will continue to happen. They will continue to lose managers. Managers that are taking them to higher levels. I mean, you sacked a coach that won you the Champions League. I don't know. Chelsea needs to fix up. And it's not just on the field now. It's not just in terms of the managers, but it's in terms of the people who are on top. Something needs to change. But anyway, that's all I have to say for this video. If you liked it, please give it a like, subscribe, share with a friend, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.